Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sesh. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Hello, and welcome back to Smoke Sesh. I really did not realize how country I was serving today until I just sat down and looked at myself in the camera. Okay, Hannah Montana, the movie, Miley Stewart Summer, I see you. I literally went horseback riding this morning, so I feel like I just had to stay in theme a little bit, sporting my hat I made myself when I went down to Austin, Texas. Had to break it out, show the girls. But I hope you guys had a fantastic week. You guys, it is officially spring. And I really am I've been celebrating since. The weather was finally good. It hit a high of like 95. What the hell? I was happy to have it either way. A little bit of sunshine is always a good thing in my book. I will never be upset about any sort of heat or sunshine, but it is going to be a heavy and hot summer. So I'm mentally preparing. But yeah, did a lot of spring celebrations, spring equinox prep, home cleaning. I actually deep cleaned my entire kitchen for a YouTube video. If you want to get high and clean with me, it's a great video to watch. I was actually going to film me cleaning my entire house, but I fear the kitchen did take about 5 hours. So you'll get the rest of the house video later, but I'm back on my YouTube grind. I felt like uploading on the equinox, on the astrological new year, just felt like a great way to usher in some prosperity, some peace, put our best foot forward, take some action in our life. We're officially in Aries season, so there's no more like haze over our eyes. It really is just go until we hit a little bit of a downfall in some future months. But for right now, we are in a state of there's a fire under our feet. It is hot, it is burning, and we need to move forward. So if you're feeling that energy and you don't know what to do with it, let me go ahead and tell you, it is to move forward. I need to crack the Celsius because I woke up at 7:30 this morning. Not even kidding. Shout out Celsius. Not sponsored, but they did send me these and they're fantastic. They're the sparkling raspberry peach. Ooh, they are killer. But yeah, up at 7:30 at the ranch, at the farm by 9 o'clock. And then my instructor was running late, so I was just hanging out and the owner came out. She's like, "It's feeding time. You better get to work. You're going to help me." And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm here. I'll help. Tell me what to do. I'll figure it out. Let's do it." So we fed all fucking 40 horses or whatever. And then by the time we were done, an hour later, I then had an hour lesson, which was a bit of a challenge, but I do really enjoy a challenge. I've been trying to recently, if you listen to the last episode, I'm trying to transmute my negative feelings into something more positive, because something that I've been learning, the more I kind of work on my emotions and the more I understand the broad spectrum of emotions a little bit more, there is always something you can take away from a negative emotion that is a teaching lesson and a positive outcome. So like we talked about grief in the last episode. Sometimes grief is truly just love when you look at it. And yeah, it's going to be a hard time going through those hard emotions, but if you transmute that energy, you can find that positive. Jealousy, if you transmute the idea of jealousy, if you really take a look at it, it is just inspiration. You just don't have it yet. You're feeling that slight bit of lack, but if you turn it into something more positive, you'll be able to understand, okay, no, let's take from it what the lesson's supposed to be. Today, I was put on a challenging horse, which I do love a challenge. I had a fun ride last week. It was so beautiful. We went on a trail ride since it was nice. I was on a horse that I know, and I know their buttons, so it was like, oh, this is going to be easy breezy beautiful. I was with like a bunch of 13-year-old girls. I was like, let's do this. They're all a hoot and a holler, that's for sure. They're all giggling and like running past me. I'm like, this is actually so funny. I'm living for it. And then, yeah, she's like, this is going to be a little bit different today, but I know you can handle it. Handle it I did, absolutely. But I'm working with new reins, a new horse, and also I've only ridden geldings. If you don't know what that means, it's just like male horses. And this was a mare, a female horse, which are a little bit more hard-headed, which I respect. Every woman's got her boundaries, and I'll push them to my extent, but also like, girl, I get you. You know, I'm going to pick and choose my battles. But it definitely was, I left feeling like, damn, I wish I had 4 more hours to work on that horse, or to work on my grip on the reins, or to work on just my posture, my seating, my directionality, my leg work. And, you know, before leaving in that kind of state, I would probably leave and be in a more negative mindset of, oh, it didn't go how I wanted. Oh, I had a bit of a challenging experience. Oh, I wish it went this way, blah, blah, blah. Negative emotions. Okay. Disappointment. And instead, you know, I'm lucky I have about an hour drive from my house to my lessons to work on this internally. But instead I was like, okay, no, your feelings right now are really just telling you you're passionate about it. You want to work harder at it. You feel strongly about it. You want to keep going and learning more. And that's good. It's good to sometimes be frustrated by things you love, because it reminds you that that spark and passion is there. And if you transmute that negative to a positive, you will get there the next time and go 10 times harder, stand 10 toes down, and get a much better experience out of it. So I'm glad I took a moment to process that, because now I'm like, yes, I can't wait to get back. And it wasn't even like negative. It was just like a challenge, you know? And I love a challenge, but sometimes it's like, can you please just take a step forward? Please. I'm begging, okay? I'm not asking for a lot, but just like 2 steps forward. That's all I'm asking. Anyways, I've been loving horseback riding. It's definitely I'm going to get a lot busier this summer as I kind of help them with their trail rides. Hopefully, fingers crossed, manifesting. And just with everything that's going to be going on now that it's heating up, and you know, spring is here finally. You guys, we made it. I feel like it was just yesterday that I sat down and was like, okay, here's my game plan to survive the winter. Survive I did. Survive I truly did. But now that I'm in spring, I feel like it's a new chapter, a new start. And as I'm kind of like preparing myself for this new beginning, I figure we can kind of sit down and chat about what I'm looking forward to, ways that I'm celebrating, and what I do, because you guys had some questions about that. Someone asked favorite spring cleaning rituals and practices. I shared a lot over on the Patreon of just various spring things. If you ever are interested in getting extra content, extra just like understanding about things, journal prompts, tarot reading, book club books, we go hard over there, best believe. Not only did I do a write-up recently on the Pisces new moon, which was so transformative, I also share weekly inspo. I did a spring tarot reading for this season, which was just so beautiful. But when it comes to new chapters in general, I always start from like a base level and then work my way up. And by I mean base level, I mean where I am now. Okay, how can we refresh where we are now? Physically, mentally, spiritually. The physical being, I need to clean my house and purge my house. I'm selling like half my closet. I'm like, it's gotta go. If I haven't touched it, or it's not like an archive piece I want to keep forever, it's gotta go. I think my username on Depop is smoke sesh shoddy, perhaps with 3 Ys. If you want to shop my closet, I'm selling off so much of it, everything. It's just like I need to clean and clear my house. Deep cleaning, mopping. If you watch the YouTube video, Hannah Marlene 444 on YouTube, I literally took everything out of my fridge, every single thing, which included 2-year-old magic mushrooms. Like, why the fuck is this in here? I'm just finding random shit that it's like, oh, you put it away and you forget about it. Okay, no, let's take time to really clean our base, make sure it's reset, so then we are feeling, you know, level to go forth into maybe more lofty goals, more dream-like goals. It gives us a good basis to rest and relax and refresh our nervous system whenever we are going from that high of like going after our goals to then going back home to resting and relaxing. It's very important you have that intention set for your home. Even doing little things such as like I opened all of my shades in my house so I get as much sunlight in here as possible. I went to Trader Joe's. Yes, I braved Trader Joe's on a Sunday. Do not recommend for the faint of heart. And I went and I bought fresh flowers to keep in my house to make a couple bouquets. I also posted a little video on that on Instagram if you want to watch me make a bouquet. I'm also sharing a bunch of fun things this week. I have a lot of content planned. As you can tell, I'm dreaming. We are going forward. Aries season is pushing me hard, okay, in a very positive way. I'm learning how to make focaccia this week. I'm making a focaccia sandwich on there, Hannah Marlene on Instagram. But just the little things to brighten up your house, pruning your plants, maybe going and getting a new plant, a fresh set of flowers, simply just breaking out your vacuum if you haven't in a while, resetting your base. So then when you do go after your bigger things, your big dreams, maybe you're finishing school, you're finishing out the semester strong, you have that home base that feels good and clean and welcoming. Even you would be surprised how incredible like a fresh set of sheets at least every week or like even every couple days is. I've started changing my pillowcases, my sheets, my duvet cover like excessively, but having a clean bed to get into every single night is such a blessing and so nice. And it really is the little things that uplift and support your life and make it exciting and bring a little bit, like I talked about last week, a little bit more whimsy, okay, into your existence, because we should be enjoying the existence part of it all. Now we kind of take one step forward. We have our home base set. Now, instead of going straight for our dreams, which are like the big, lofty, hard to achieve things, you go towards what you already are doing and succeeding at. So things that I'm already doing and succeeding at, I got my horseback riding lessons once a week. I've been going to yoga whenever I have free time. I've been trying to get outside if the weather's nice, simply just go on a walk, journaling every Sunday. That's why I upload journal prompts on Patreon, because I'm like, sometimes I need some inspiration to help me get moving, help me get going. So things that you're already succeeding at, and then just kind of like elevating it a little bit. So instead of maybe doing one yoga lesson a week, I push myself to 2. You see? Oh, maybe I've been eating out too much and I miss home cooking. Okay, let's push ourselves to start cooking at home a little bit more. Maybe instead of once a week, let's do twice a week. I cook at home every single day. I love it so much, but I understand you got to start somewhere. Maybe if you're like, oh, I've been reading, but not enough. I only pick up my book once a week. Maybe you challenge yourself to, let's do 10 pages in the evening. You see how you're taking where you are and elevating it just slightly, so it pushes you forward a little bit more. Things you already know, things that are already working for you, things that are already succeeding, things that already make you feel good, and you know they make you feel good. You're just pushing it one little step forward. Okay? Now, once you do that, and this can take as much time as you need. I personally am kind of just like, going after it. I don't know what was in the air with this spring equinox energy, with this Aries season energy. I really am just like, we're doing it all, and we're doing it all in a week. Okay, if it takes you a month, 2 months, that is fine and dandy. Whatever you need in your life is valuable and real, okay? So be patient with yourself. Oh my God, I look so country. It's kind of cracking me up. Okay, Miss Miley Stewart. Speaking of, I rewatched the Hannah Montana movie recently, and honestly, peak cinema. Truly. What a good movie. Okay, anyways. Then you take it to the last step, which is the dream-like state. Having that home base that's clean, that feels good, that feels steady, solid ground under your feet, while also finding a new balance in your everyday life that feels good and enthralling and inspiring. Once you kind of get bored with that, where you're like, okay, we tweaked and we elevated in my usual routine, now I am in a good flow state and I'm ready to incorporate new things, that's when you do those dream things, okay? And you can make anything you wish into reality. Okay, literally 8 months ago, I was like, I'm gonna start riding horses. I'm 26. Fuck it. I'm gonna start riding horses. Guess what? Now I'm riding horses once, sometimes twice a week, constantly. And I feel so confident in the things that I've learned and the things that I'm developing. And I feel so good at where I am. And all it took was me going, fuck it, I'm gonna go do it. There's people who are around you who will teach you, who will guide you, who will help you. All you have to do is go, okay, let's do it. That's all you have to do. And then show up. And sometimes it costs money, but that's a different fucking story. Depends. It depends. All right. But to ask yourself, okay, well, maybe I haven't dreamed in a while. What should I do? What am I looking forward to? What do I want to incorporate into my life? You can ask yourself, what have you been jealous of people recently? Are you jealous of that girl publishing that book and, you have your book saved in a draft somewhere that you've never been able to finish? Okay, fine. Let's start working on it. Let's start finishing it up. Oh, you want to be the yoga girl and you've never been to yoga before and you feel intimidated. Fuck it. Show up to one yoga class. See what happens. Oh, the Pilates girl. Okay, go to one class. Oh, the ceramics girl. Okay, go to one class. Oh, the horse girl. Okay, go to one class. Go on a trail ride. There are so many opportunities around you. And I really suggest sometimes doing it on your own can be it is much harder, obviously. Whenever I'm getting into a hobby or learning new things, now as an adult, to make my life easier, I have started trying to do those things in a group setting or with a teacher, so then I feel more inclined to do it. If I'm at home and it's like, all right, today I'm going to learn how to knit with a YouTube video. My ADHD, I'm going to have a hard time doing it. Doesn't mean it's not possible, but the success rate of you showing up to a weekly knitting club or just simply going to the knitting store down the street and asking for tips or tricks or how to start, not only is it great community building, it gets you out of your normal routine, it gets you to learn something new because you have a little bit of pressure in front of you to actually pay attention and listen, to ask questions, to get curious, and your success rate will be much higher than if you order those things on Amazon, they show up at your front door, you walk downstairs, you grab them, you unbox them, you turn on a YouTube video. That's okay though. Sometimes if that's all you were able to do, that is all right. Whatever you are able to do is fantastic. But for me personally, something that I've really learned recently is if I want a high success rate at doing a new thing, I have to push myself out of my comfort zones, aka out of my house, and go towards people who are masters in their craft, who are willing to help you learn, who are willing to, help teach you, because it will just be a much better experience all around. You can find this in anything. Seriously. Even here in Kansas City. Small city, if you really think about it. There's still so many different things that are available for any sort of niche. Live drawing classes, ceramics classes, knitting, motorcycle clubs, car clubs, sip and paint. There are just so many opportunities. Even me driving an hour to get to horses. It's that is an hour of my time, sure, but it is so worth it because I get to go do something I love and I get to challenge myself every single week. Not only has it built up my confidence in myself, it's built up my desire to explore the world more, to explore my interests more, and all it takes is you taking that first step, asking for help, listening, showing up. Seriously. It's great. I highly recommend doing it. Horseback riding is one of my favorite things to do, and I'm so glad I pushed myself to get there. And I did it at a new season. I did it right at the start of fall. Something about fall, I don't know, it kicked in and I was like, I needed an escape. I need a distraction. Sure, horseback riding is not something I'm going to be able to do through the winter, but let's give it a shot. And it has completely changed my life. I guarantee you will find something that will change your life as well. Spring is the best time to start it. The absolute best time to start it. Community soccer league, community kickball, literally jujitsu. Anything that piques your interest, piques it for a reason. Listen to that calling. Put your best foot forward. I love you. Happy spring, you guys. Spring equinox. It was 40 degrees outside today. 40 degrees. It was so cold. The owner was like, we got extra jackets. Let me go get you one, girl, because you're shaking in your boots right now. My fingers just warmed up, which is probably why I was having some trouble gripping the reins today. I was like loosey-goosey with my fingers because I couldn't feel them. Even like strange hobbies. One that I'm kind of struggling with right now, my fish tank. I love having a fish, but also like it's forcing me to learn how to do chemistry and to read water quality and to learn about like how to cycle a tank, bitch. I had to like medicate my fish yesterday. Like the strangest things, but it's also like I wanted a fish. I'm going to go get a fish and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. I'm not just going to get a goldfish and put it in a jar of water. I'm going to like get a filter, get snails, get other things, make sure it's cycled, put plants in there. Like I want you to go after everything you dream this season. And with Aries season being in full swing, it's really opened up the floodgates for us to go forth. And I want you to maximize that energy to the best of your ability. But working on that base level, getting your base good, getting your comfortability good in your everyday life. Once you have that, going after your dreams is so much easier. So just take it one step at a time, babe. Don't stress yourself out. There's no reason to stress. Never, ever, ever. Go ahead and hit that weed. Unless you're on a tea break, then don't do that. But like, you got this. Okay. Anyways, that's enough about springtime. Let's get into your guys' questions. Let's see what's on your mind. I guess this is a good one. How to stop seeing yourself as an outsider. I feel like it's making me miss out. It is, but guess what? I'm a Gemini, so let me tell you the trick to feeling like you fit in no matter where you are. Because this is something that I didn't realize I'm really good at until I started like becoming an adult and putting myself in so many different very, very vast environments. And I realized I've always adapted accordingly. Whether it's like, okay, soccer. Cool, I'm going to be the soccer girl today. Horseback riding. Cool, I'm going to be as country as possible today. The podcaster. Okay, I'm going to Hannah Montana my shit. Okay, I'm going to show up, glam it up, do what I can. A server. I'm going to go put on my little apron and be in my server era. Like, you have to allow yourself to be flexible and don't cage yourself in so much. Because when you cage yourself into these ideas of who you are, it really doesn't allow for any growth at all. Because you'll go, oh, but I'm this and I'm fearful of losing this, so I don't want to become this because I don't have enough space. No, there's so much space to take on as many different labels and identities and things that you want. All you have to do is go after them. And low key, I be cosplaying. I'll be like, I want to cosplay. It's like, girl, you cosplay every single fucking day of your life. Oh, I'm going to the skate park with my boyfriend. I'm the skate park girlfriend. I'm going to put on my Jinko jeans. No, I'm kidding. And I'm going to fucking put on my old metal band t-shirt. And I'm going to be the skate park girlfriend. Okay, I'm going to the farm. I'm going to cosplay a horseback riding girl as much as I can. Soccer, I'm going to go cosplay a soccer player. And I think that allows you to not only like escape yourself a little bit because you're playing a character in a sort of sense. You're not really playing a character because I want you to be true to yourself, but mostly it's just allowing you to just be flexible in life, okay? It's allowing yourself to try new things without worry, to, put yourself in new environments without inducing your anxiety. And no matter the environment, no matter the hobby, no matter the activity, even sometimes just like going to the grocery store, I get anxious. But that's okay. When I am feeling anxious about something, I have to sit and tell myself, you are anxious because it's a new experience. And you will always be anxious in new experiences. So this is a normal emotion. This is not your brain telling you there's a bear behind you and you're about to get eaten. That is a much different experience and one that you will never be in. But it's telling you this is just new. This is new, so your brain is paying attention to it. Your heart's racing a little bit, but it doesn't mean it's inherently bad. Your anxiety usually is not telling you a whole lot other than this is just a new experience, so your body and your mind are mentally preparing and prepping for it. All right. Don't label yourself as the outsider because you will be the outsider. Label yourself as the cosplayer. Okay. I talk about it a lot. Okay. Lana Del Rey at that Waffle House, she blended right the fuck in. And you know why? It was because she was not afraid to put that label on herself and to allow herself to experience a new thing and to cosplay a little bit. It's great. When I go to the farm, I am no makeup, hoodie on, beaten up boots, old jeans that I've worn about 8 times now, and I'm covered in dirt. But that's how it's supposed to be. Is that Hannah when she gets on the podcast an hour later? No, not at all. I come, I get glam, I get myself ready, I chug a Celsius, I make myself a snack, and then I not cosplay, but I do allow myself to transform into that next individual that I need to be in that environment. It'll make you a more flexible individual. It'll make you a more likable individual because you're willing to put yourself out there. You're not so closed off mentally or physically. And it just takes practice. It does take a lot of practice of putting yourself in new environments. When I was a child, bitch, I was just like, I was the much younger sibling. So my parents were like, you're going in Y care, you're going here, you're doing this hobby, you're going to this camp, you're going to your brother's thing. And it's like, there's no choice in that. And I do thank my parents for doing that so much for me because it's made me very comfortable in trying new things. But I kind of had to learn how to adapt just to be like, okay, fuck it. Like, do I really want to be here at this random theater camp? No, but I'm going to show up and I'm going to cosplay as, I don't know, Dorothy's dog or whatever the fuck I'm casted in. And I'm going to do the best that I possibly can because I'm here. I'm here. And we're going to try it out. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But that's okay. People say Geminis have way too many personalities. And maybe that is true. But also there is something very beautiful about being a Gemini and knowing that no matter the environment, I can always find myself. And I can also learn more about myself by allowing myself to transform into these different identities of Hannah because I contain multitudes. You contain multitudes. And when you only allow yourself to be one version when you're supposed to be so many different types, it really will hold you back and make you feel like you're not achieving enough or fitting in enough. And that's just no way to live. Release the shackles. Oh my God, what is that RuPaul quote? Get off the cross, ladykins. We could use the wood for real. Sometimes I will put myself in cages and it's like, babe, there's 2 bars on the cage. The cage you created around you, there's 2 bars. That's it. There should be 20 if you really wanted to keep yourself in here. There would be 20, 40, 80. There's 2 bars. You can step forward and step out of the cage, but you have to be brave enough to take that step forward, okay? And overthinking, it will never get you anywhere. Can we talk about overthinking? Okay, queen of overthinking here. I am a pro at overthinking. If there's anybody who lives more in their head than me, oh, I don't think they exist, truly and honestly. And I know you're listening to this and you're like, bitch, I'm right here, okay? If you're listening to this podcast, it's probably because you're a massive overthinker. And that's okay. I think it came from, a lot of it just came from me being alone a lot. So like I'm always with myself. So I'm always kind of thinking or, conversating with myself. Yeah, crazy bitch alert. Also, like I have quite a bit of anxiety and that makes me have to like process more, understand my emotions more, especially with like depression too. Learning more about my depression, learning more about myself, being very internal because I did have to take that time to learn about myself internally because I was very afraid of it. But there is something about being too internal that could be very, very bad. And I think it became then a coping mechanism where it was like, all right, I did the work, I focused internally, I feel comfortable internally. But now that I'm comfortable internally, I don't really want to get external. I'm cozy here. Listen, I'm good. In my head, we're good. I'll figure it out. I know it's just me and her in there. The 20 other personalities, we're good. We'll figure it out. It's fine. But outside, I don't know about there. Who knows what's going on over there? And I'm a little nervous about it, so I'm going to become avoidant. I do think overthinking is an act of avoidancy because if you allow yourself to think and think and think and think and think about something, you will never act on it, ever. And the best way to, unfortunately, get out of that overthinking habit is to, yes, act on it. I know it's not what you wanted to hear. I'm so sorry. It's not what you wanted to hear. But that is really the one way to kind of break that habit, because it will reinforce the idea that outside world is not so scary. Your overthinking is not protecting you. You never know what's out there until you just fucking saddle up and go on after it. But you really just got to take that first step and put yourself out there, do something new, switch up the routine. I'm very much so in my horse girl era, so I'll equate it to something that I was learning today. Sometimes when horses get stubborn, we'll consider that overthinking. They do get stubborn because they start overthinking a little bit, or they're just like, fuck you, bitch, I'm not doing anything you ask me. The best thing you can do is to distract them a little bit. All right, so this isn't working. They don't want to do this. Okay, let's try something different. Let's get their mind on something else. Let's kind of like switch it up, switch up the routine, switch up the direction, switch up the way that we're walking. Maybe instead of going forward, we're going backwards, whatever it is. You have to do that with your mind too, because when you get in that overthinking perspective of like, okay, but it's not going to work out. Maybe it's negative thoughts. Maybe it's positive thoughts. Maybe you're just stuck in la la land and daydreaming too much, whatever it may be. The only way to break out of it is to switch up your routine, and not your routine of thinking, but by acting instead, getting out of your head and into your body. It is the best way to break that habit, to realize, oh wow, what I was thinking about is really not as scary as I was perceiving it to be. No reason to be afraid. I was just freaking myself out for no reason. And it builds your confidence with yourself and gives you, more of a trust in yourself and a trust that you will move forward in the right direction. And even if it's not the right direction, bitch, we can back up and we can try again and we can go a different direction. But overthinking will never protect you. It's something that I've been dealing with a lot recently, because it's been like, I feel like I've spent the past 3 years in my head with no action. And it's like, there's no more time for that. Obviously, it's not working because 3 years later, nothing has changed. So we need to start taking direct action. We need to start trying new things. We need to start moving and grooving in different ways. And even just like little things such as trying new yoga classes, going to horseback riding, putting myself in new positions. It really has made a drastic effect on my life and the feeling of my life by actually feeling like I'm moving and going somewhere and doing something with it. So, ladykins, get out of your head and into the world. Do not be afraid to cosplay, to try on different hats, to put on different jeans, metaphorically, the different styles of life that are jeans and hats. It's like when we were kids and you were in kindergarten, and it'd be like centers time. Anybody remember centers time? It's like, okay, am I going to be in the little play kitchen cooking up a little thing? Am I going to be over by the whiteboard pretending I'm the teacher? Am I going to be out on the playground like pretending I'm a football star? Am I going to be over in the dress up bin dressing up as a doctor, a pop star, an astronaut? Like, what am I going to be doing? It's a lot of choices, but you have to choose one. Try on the astronaut suit. If you're not fucking with the vibe, okay, put on the pop star outfit. If you're not fucking with that vibe, maybe you want to go distract yourself in the kitchen, the play kitchen, play around a little bit. It's all about moving and action and applying yourself and not being afraid to try on different things. Because I'll tell you what, they'll fit or they won't fit, and you will know, but the only way to know is by doing, not by thinking. Someone asked tips for avoiding drama. If I'm being honest, just don't cause it. Like, I find that with energy exchanges, a lot of drama is I'll involve myself in the drama, and then that I get swept up in that drama energy, and then it's just drama in my life. But if it's like drama around me and I refuse to engage, it's just like, okay, LOL anyways. I'm never involved with it. And I'm not giving energy into it, even like gossiping or, talking about it, this, that. Like, that is even feeding into the drama if you're not necessarily like the one who's blowing up or causing crazy things. You're still feeding into it. And I think it is all about an energy exchange. Me personally, I'm here for a fucking good time. If someone else is having a bad time, that's on them. If I caused it also, I'm very quick to be like, oops, my bad. That, like, really, it is that simple. I think a lot of drama is caused by people are bored, so they're causing chaos in their lives or other people's lives as a way to entertain themselves. That can be from, like, direct action of, like, bullying or being mean or talking down on people or, whatever it may be. It can also be subliminal, which is like talking shit behind people's backs. You're like, oh, well, it's not mean because I'm not saying it to their face, but it's low-key kind of meaner because you're not saying it to their face. You know what I mean? That is all gonna be not good. Definitely drama. Yes, you are the drama. I also find that the people that I am around who are like drama. I'm around a lot of men who are drama. It's like, okay, you're just miserable and you're putting that on other people as a way to feel control. And me personally, that's never going to work on me. It isn't, because I can clock misery a mile away, and the last thing I'm going to let you do is drag me down with you. So even though I am around people pretty often that are like drama queens, okay? And I don't use that term lightly. They'll be sassy with me. They'll be mean to me. They'll be this. They'll be that. They'll have sly little comments or whatever. Or I know they're talking shit about my back, behind my back. You know how I'm unbothered is because I find peace in my heart in knowing I don't give a fuck. And also, I refuse to be miserable like you. Okay? Sometimes when people are also kind of like either just being rude or mean or bullying, you do have to stand on business a little bit, and not in a way where you're stooping to their level or you're bullying them back or you're causing drama back towards them. You quickly clock their behavior and you tell them you're not cool with it and you're not playing those games. So with this person in my life, they know not to fuck with me because I was like, you're miserable. I don't know why you're miserable. I'm not going to fix it, but I want nothing to do with it. And if you keep treating me this way, you will never see me again. Period, point blank. And guess what? Bam, it stopped. It stopped. But I think when there's drama around, you can kind of get caught up and swept up in the midst of it all because maybe you're bored, maybe you have nothing else going on, maybe it makes you feel better because someone's not talking shit about you, it's about someone else, or even if it is true, sometimes there is some truth to how we live our lives and some people are just bad people. But you engaging with it will never get you anywhere. It really won't. And also, it's just a waste of time. It really is. Like, it's like, damn, you guys want to spend all of your time being miserable about something someone said? Like, no one cares. I also think drama can be caused from people not taking accountability of their lives, where it's like, or behaviors, where it becomes drama because someone's like, I don't know, narcissistic about a certain behavior and refuses to apologize. I'm very quick to apologize. If I piss someone off or I'm acting in a way that's uncouth, or if I'm just like A, B, C, or D that someone is not okay with, if I need to apologize, I'm happy to do so. I think a lot of people are scared to apologize because they don't want to be in the wrong. But who cares if you're in the wrong as long as you try and put yourself in the right. I've never really been involved with drama. I've always been like on the outskirts where people around me were going through drama and it was like, oh, damn, okay. Anyways, I'm going to go get lunch now. You have to be very unbothered by these types of things. Whatever anybody says about me behind my back, that's on them. I really don't give a fuck because I'm focused on what's in front of me. And if they're not brave enough to say it to my face, then I truly don't care. And if they do say it to my face, I also don't care because they're miserable and I don't want to be miserable. And I have a choice to not be miserable by not allowing myself to be miserable. You know what I mean? Also, by not surrounding myself with people who are consistently miserable. But yeah, I don't know. Me personally, I just don't engage. If someone wants to talk shit and they're around me, it's like, okay, whatever. I'm here. I'm not going to be like, yeah, that fucking bitch sucks. Blah, blah. No, I don't have time for that. I have other things to do with my life that are more important to me. I don't really like putting negative energy out there because I feel like I get it back. And yeah, if I piss someone off, I'm very quick to apologize because I don't give a fuck about being wrong. It's okay to be wrong. I want to be right. So let me just say I'm sorry so then I can get back into God's good graces or whatever they say down south. Ew. Oh my God. The hat is changing me. It's actually really tight, so it's kind of squeezing my brain in a very scary manner. I think the biggest drama I've ever been like around though, as someone who's like, I like truly am not attached to drama, it also kind of puts you on the outskirts of people who are going through some crazy drama that you get to kind of like sit back and watch and observe almost as a reality TV show. It's like I'm not making commentary about it. I just happen to be here and I'm watching like a car crash in front of me. Like I got to keep my eyes on the road a little bit, you know? And when I was in high school, we listen, people be like euphoria is not real. Euphoria is not real. No, it is very much so real. I definitely lived through fucking euphoria. My high school was wild. Oh my God, I have so many high school stories. But probably the biggest drama that happened to the people who were around me was like, I was involved with a bunch of like distinguished scholars, okay, the most intellectual of the school, because I was in the art program. Girl, was I smart like them? Hell no. But was I good at art? Absolutely. Smart people love getting themselves in trouble for some reason. And there was one kid who literally was buying like narcotics off of the dark web and then selling them to people at my school. And everybody knew about it. It was just like, okay, in my head, I'm like, well, which day is he getting raided? Because I don't want any of those. But also it's like, everybody knows about it. How the fuck is he? One day, literally, he got a call from his parents that were like, the FBI is here raiding our house. Why is the mini fridge in your room full of narcotics? And they're on the way to the school to get you. So he panicked and he left class, went to each class and grabbed everybody in the friend group, took them to an empty room, sat them all down as if it was like a meeting. We're like 16. And he interrogated everybody like, who the fuck snitched on me? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, motherfucker, no one snitched on you. You just truly have a loud mouth. But it's like the drama of it all. Was I involved at all? Nope, not at all. But I was just experiencing from the outside world because I never dipped my toe into it. And it could have been way more stressful if I did dip my toe into it, but no. Protect your peace, babes. All right, choose peace. Always stand up for yourself if you need it. If someone's causing drama about you, stand up for yourself. Bullying is never okay. Say sorry if you need to, if you're the drama. Choose not to engage. I like to be on the outskirts. I like to observe personally. Okay, this is a really good follow-up. Someone asked how to approach the friend who is always complaining / it's always something. It's so draining. You know what? And you're absolutely valid about that. It is so draining. Especially like being in the restaurant industry and like being around grown adults who it's like, you've been miserable for so long. What's going on? I've really learned how to compartmentalize this and how to go about it. Because yes, sometimes you have people in your life, whether it's like someone you have close to you or someone just like adjacent to you, who is like always miserable, always complaining, something is always going wrong. You're like, hey girl, how's your day? And it's like, the world is ending, everything's going wrong. And it's like, they literally got your croissant order wrong at Dunkin' Donuts. The world's not fucking ending. Like, let's be real. In the same way I handle drama, which this is also kind of drama, I don't engage. You can't engage. You can't engage? Whenever someone's like, whatever, about some bullshit, I really am just like, oh damn, anyways, I'm walking away now. Like, you really do have to treat it like that. It's the same way as like toddlers throw tantrums. It's just an emotion. It's something they're going through. But also if it's something that they're constantly going through, that's not something you're going to be able to fix. That's not something you're going to be able to talk through with them or help them understand. So what are you going to do about it? Nothing. What are you actually going to do about it? Redirect. All right. If it's someone I care about and I actually want to, oh, damn, the world's ending for them, let me make them feel a little bit better. Or maybe they're always complaining about the same thing. The best thing you can do there when you care about the individual is be like, Well, tell me one good thing that happened in your day. Well, oh my gosh, well, this happened to me. Turn it to a more positive note. Oh, you remember when we went on this trip? Oh, you remember that amazing drink we had the other day? Oh, you remember this? You remember that? You got to kind of flip it on a positive note. If you have the energy, if you don't have the energy, it's totally okay not to engage. I mean, I have friends in my life that it's like they come to me to complain, and that's totally fine. But if I don't have the time or the energy to text them back or to answer that FaceTime call for them to complain, then I just won't. And that is a-okay. We all have our boundaries. We all have our limits. Now, if it's with someone that I just like don't really give a fuck about and I kind of just have to be around them, maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a teacher, maybe it's someone in your class. If you don't give a fuck about them, and it's like, damn, everything's going wrong for you and you're complaining and drama, bad. It really is just like, do not engage. I put my blinders on and I'm like, oh shit. Anyways, sucks for you, I guess. Like, and that seems mean, but it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can't become their therapist. You can't become their mommy. You can't become their daddy, whatever they're looking for, their grandmother. You can't become what is going to fix them, because ultimately the number one lesson you need to learn when it comes to like interpersonal relationships is like, people are in charge of their own lives, and that includes the good and the bad. Of course, depending on your wherewithal, depending on your connection to that person, you can be there for them, you can offer support, you can offer kind words of encouragement, whatever it may be. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we are in charge of our own selves, okay? We are our own parents, we are our own handlers, and that's on them. It really is. God, I had this bitch I used to work with, and I don't use that term lightly. I would probably use a harder word, but I don't know if I can say the CUNT word here on this Spotify program or wherever you're listening to. Happy to have you here either way, no matter the platform. They are offered on every single platform. But it'd be like, I'm clocking into work, I'm barely alive. I'm like, hey... She'd be like, oh my God, this happened, and then my daughter, and then this, and then I'm out of Coke, and I'm like, it really was just that every single day. Yes, daughter and Coke in one sentence. And I just literally got to a point where it's like, I'm not even talking or responding, and I'm going to keep my distance as much as possible. So it all depends about the connection and how much you're willing and able to offer mentally or physically at that point in time. But yes, when it comes to people who are constantly complaining, constantly going through bad things, constantly problems, I truly choose to either not engage or redirect to something more positive if I have a moment to do so. But yeah, to be the friend that is the therapist. It is very very hard sometimes, because it's like, girl, I don't have time for this. That's for sure. I also think there's something to be said about red flags in people. Side note, where maybe you're dating right now, okay? Or maybe you're trying to find new friends, make new friends, and you're asking yourself, what's like something I can look out for? If you were getting to know somebody or you were talking to somebody, of course, forgiveness is good, but if every single thing out of their mouth is negative, whether it's about themselves, other people, their environment, what they're going through, if they're constantly going through a hard time, well, sometimes there's something to be said about hard times. Sometimes life just is that way. But if it's constantly negative, that is not an individual you want to keep around you, because same thing with drama, energy out is energy taken. They are putting that negative energy out there and they're getting it back constantly. That's not something you can fix. But if you get swept up in that negative tornado, their problems will become your problems. And that is not something you need to deal with. You deserve people in your life who are full, well-rounded, emotionally stable individuals, where even if they are going through a hard time or they're complaining, it's for like, I don't know, a day. It's for, I don't know, if it's really fucking hard, maybe a week. Or if it's insanely hard, maybe a month. I had a friend who just lost her job, and it was like, you can go ahead and complain for as much as you need. But she was like, okay, 24 hours, just getting out of my system, getting back in the flow state of things. It's like, yeah, she's a whole well-rounded adult. Even if she's going through a negative time or she's complaining for a little bit, that's okay. As human beings, we have many different sides to ourselves, but I trust that she can handle herself and handle her emotions, and she'll be fine eventually because she knows how to take care of herself as an adult being. But the people who don't, who are negative, the only thing you hear out of their mouth is negative, not good, very bad, very scary. And that reality for them will eventually become your reality as well if you constantly surround yourself with them, because that's all they know how to bring into their lives. And that's a lesson that they can learn on their own. That is not a lesson that you need to be teaching anybody. Also, side note, you don't need to be teaching any adult any sort of lessons at all. At all. You are not a teacher. You're not being paid for that job. You are not a therapist. You're not being paid for that job. Me sitting up here and doing that exact same thing. But I'm so happy to be here. I love you all so much. Truly. Thank you for listening.
Hi, Hannah. Oh my gosh, girl. I'm just like, so much is going on. But first of all, love you, girl. And I just want to talk about like friendships and like how I can reflect back on me, because when I first moved to college after like cutting off my family, like, you know, it was like former foster, abusive, whatever, etc. But I feel like the friends I had, I never realized how fake and envious they were. And I'm the type of person who like loves to be proud of people, and I want people to be proud of me. But I just feel like these people were just so fucking mean to me. And I'm like, you know, and I hate people who are like, oh my gosh, like everyone hates me, no one likes me. But like, I felt like at that period of my time, like those people just seemed like my real friends. But I've leveled up and I've grown a lot. And looking back, like it's not even too long ago that I've had other people do shit to me. And I just really feel like there's something about me that keeps allowing this in my space, because I've grown a lot and I'm in a much better place now. But like, how can you discern between like envious ass bitches and then, sorry, or like people who just like say, because like I'm very like, okay, they said something, I'm not gonna take it personal, like I'm not gonna think of it that way, just overly forgiving, like whatever, that's my friend, like I don't care. But it's like totally different when it's just like, okay, like I'm allowing it, but it's like taken way too fucking far. Okay, bye, love you guys.
Oh my God, girl, you're so cute. First of all, absolutely valid. You're a big-hearted bitch, and I say that with all the love in the absolute world, because yeah, you offer forgiveness, you want to see the best, you always like are hoping for the best with people, and it's like, to be a good friend, sometimes you do have to do that. You have to offer forgiveness. You got to really just try and hope that they're a good person. But also, I think when I got fucked over by my friends, okay, who very, very much so in the same similar situation that you were, it forced me to put some walls up that I didn't have before. And it's okay to have some walls, to go through experiences and go, I don't want to do that again, so let me look out for a couple different things here. Let me have some boundaries. Let me not accept certain behaviors. And has it closed me off to some maybe superficial or negative connections recently? Yes, absolutely. But has it also protected me? Yes, definitely. There's some people in my life that I'm like, I know you guys like definitely don't want the best for me. Maybe are just like a little jealous, a little this, a little that. And it's not something I can help because I'm being myself. And I'll keep it cordial, I'll keep it cute, but am I gonna like extend myself or share my deepest, darkest secrets with you, or like really try and build a friendship with you? No, absolutely not. It's like I know where it's worth extending myself. I know when I meet people who are like real ass bitches now, because they're not gonna, make sly comments. They're not gonna talk down on you. They're not gonna talk down on other people. They're not gonna involve you in drama. They're not gonna do this. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna be real whole individuals who can take care of themselves, who seek positive, who seek growth, and who celebrate you. And you will find those people, I guarantee. But the best way to kind of avoid, I feel like I keep running into these same kinds of people. The best way to avoid them is to, unfortunately, maybe have some walls up about these things, needing people to kind of like show their true colors and to listen to those and ask yourself, do I want this in my life or not? You do have a choice there. Sometimes people just completely switch up on you. That's how it was with my old friend group. It was like, wow, we really had like an amazing friendship, and then something completely, like a switch flipped. They got very insecure about themselves and they took it out on me, and that wasn't fair. But also it's like, do I regret those moments? No, absolutely not. What we had at the beginning was so fantastic, and if they decide to ruin it, they decide to ruin it. I've always gone forward with my best intentions at mind, and I've tried to weed out any sort of thing that, hasn't worked for me. And if I find myself in a similar position, it's okay. Like, some people are just who they are. You can't really do anything about that, but you can ask yourself, is this something that I'm willing to have in my life or put up with? Is this something that I actually want to deal with? But yeah, I love you, and you do deserve some good friends. You do deserve some good people to be around. I'm sorry you keep running into fake ass bitches. They're out there. They definitely are out there, and everybody will experience some sort of like fake friend, fake individual in their life at some point in time. So consider that Band-Aid ripped off in your life. Now all you have to do is kind of like look back and ask yourself, what was I dealing with that I could have, saw as signs, or what was I rose-colored glassesing about my relationships or friendships, or what am I willing to handle? What am I willing to not handle? So then going forth, you've already done that work and done that processing, and you'll be able to read people very clearly for who they present themselves as. And if they're psychotic enough to fake themselves to the point where you don't even know, that's a them problem. You'll find out eventually, but don't worry about that weird shit going on behind your back. Like, it's the same thing with like cheating. If you think about cheating, it's like, if they're going to do that, you'll find out eventually, but that's not something you need to worry about right now, as long as, everything in front of you is positive, 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 positive. Okay. And keep putting your best foot forward. Keep staying amazing. Keep staying beautiful. Keep staying wonderful. I know you are, and you will attract that. I promise you. But I'm sorry you're going through a hard time. And yeah, it sucks running into fake bitches, but it is what it is. There's a lot of them out there. All right, let's get into the bad boyfriend questions. My boyfriend left me at the bar. Oh God. On my 21st birthday. No apology either. Well, that is your ex, I fear. Congratulations. The universe has gifted you one last 21st birthday gift, and it is your boyfriend is evil and you have to leave him. It is what it is. I've been seeing videos recently about like guys who will go on hikes with women and then get mad at them and leave them in the forest, like walk off without them really quickly in front of them and like leave them at the top of the mountain and be like, good luck getting back home. That is not safe. That is not okay. That is a man child, and that is not someone you need to have around you at all. There is no reason you should ever have a man in your life who makes you feel unsafe, because I'm going to go ahead and get traditional roles and values. Let me tip my hat to that. If you are a man in my life and I'm going to value you, I know, let me go ahead. You need to make me feel safe. I have been having this realization a lot recently because I have been spending time with a man in my life who is like, I don't know, fucking 70 years old. That's a joke. Actually, probably at least like 65, 70, who is like a very traditional values man in a way that is refreshing, because he's like, no, you're a woman. You're in my presence. I'm going to make sure you feel safe and taken care of. Like, when you're around me, you should not have to worry about anything. That is like my duty as a man around you. And it's like, damn, you really don't find that anymore. Even my dad was that way. My mom's like, oh, I want a brand new deck. Bam, it's built. Oh, I want to tear out the fireplace and put in green tile. Bam, it's done. Like, Oh, I want to go on this trip. Fantastic. We're researching. It's done, you know? And it really is like, that's kind of how it should be. I'm not even kidding. Oh, this guy. Okay. So, like, this weekend, I got off work and he's like, let's go out. Or he's like, you're driving. You're fine. Like, can you drop me off at my go-to bar? I'm like, sure, whatever. I'll go drop you off at the bar he owns. We drive down there. He's like, park right here. Get out of the car. Come in with me. Whatever. So I get roped in. It's like afterwards, 11:30. I want to go home. Whatever. But I'm like, fuck it. I'll go inside. I go in with him. We're having a good time. We're dancing. He's like, don't even pull your card out. Like, I got the drinks. It's fine. Just have a good time. Just enjoy yourself. I want to enjoy myself. You enjoy yourself. I'm like, period, king. Absolutely. He's so funny. He knows everybody. He's like, the DJ right there, I know him. Sure enough, literally 4 seconds later, he's on stage with the DJ hugging him, like as if they're old time besties, because they are. Okay. And eventually I'm like, okay, brother, we've been here for like 30 minutes or whatever, but like, I gotta go home. I gotta drop you off because you're blackout drunk. Let's go. But even him and his chaos and wildness, like there was not one moment where I was like, I don't feel like he will ride for me or show up for me or take care of me. Even when he is like drunk and ready to party, it's like, sure, maybe I'll have to step in and be like, bitch, no, you're going home. I'm dropping you off because I gotta go home. But even then, he's like, no, drinks are on me. You'll get in fine. We parked right out front. He's like, don't worry, they're not gonna tow your car. I own the place. It's like, okay, period, as it should be. Like, that's how it should be. I am never around him and worried in any aspect. And if you are around a man and you are ever put in a position where you have to worry or you feel unsafe or any of these sort of things, you don't feel cared for, I just don't see the value in having them in your life. Genuinely. And maybe that's me being jaded. Maybe that's me being like a misinterest or whatever you want to consider it. But I think we as women show up in so many ways, so many amazing ways, so many beautiful ways for the people we love. And when you want to just go out and have a good time and not worry, you should be able to do that and not be left at the fucking bar or left on top of a mountain to crawl down alone. That is not okay. That is not good. And they should face some sort of punishment, even if the punishment is you will never speak to me again for the way you treated me. I think a lot of people need to have that reaction to some of their behaviors. And when you let it happen, yes, it will keep happening. And I understand it's hard to leave the first time. Absolutely. I really do not put any sort of pressure on the person who is being hurt. But you do owe it to yourself to know that is not something that's good for me. This is not something that's going to change or turn around. And I don't want to be treated like this again. So they need to go. Period, point blank. My boyfriend refuses to go down on me. He knows it's important to me, but hates it. What do you mean he hates it? What do you mean he hates it? What do you mean he hates it? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, I've never even eaten pussy, and I'm like, would love to. Like, what do you mean? When he puts his dick inside of you, he's definitely looking at your vagina. So what's the problem? Here's the thing. Another thing about men should not make you feel uncomfortable. Men should not make you feel uncomfortable during sex either. That is also a massive red flag to me. There is no reason for you to be like, I understand everybody has their kinks and everybody has their things, but like, bitch, you think I want to be choking on a dick? No. Am I going to sit here and look you in the face and go, I don't want to suck your dick? No, I'm not. I'm going to fucking suit up and boot up, okay? And do the best that I can. Just kidding. I'm never going to force myself in any sort of sexual situation that's not good for me. And you shouldn't either, and your partner shouldn't either. But him being like, I don't like it. I don't wanna. Have you tried? Have we tried new things? Have we tried different positions? I don't know. For me, it just seems like a very immature perspective, because in reality, as an individual who is in love, who is in a loving relationship, who's in a loving partnership with their partner, you do naturally just want to go down on them. That's just how it is. This does not seem good for you. And in turn, that doesn't seem good for him. If you're giving him head, he also needs to give you head. And maybe it's a situation where you're like, okay, well, neither of us are getting head. Is that something you can compromise with? But if he makes you feel insecure about your body, unsafe, whatever it is, then that's also a situation that you should not be in, especially regarding sex, because intimacy is so, so, so important. But you said he knows getting your pussy ate out is important to you, as it should be. Okay, someone's got to go down there and check in every once in a while, and it better not be my gynecologist. I don't want to go there. All right, I want to actually feel some pleasure. If he still refuses, that's not something you can force out of him, because you should not force any sort of sexual acts out of anybody. But if it's not going to work for you, it's not going to work for you. And I do think, as superficial as it is, it's not even superficial. It's like, if you want to get your pussy ate, break up with this man and go find an eater. You deserve an eater, babe. You really do. And there are many a men out there who love eating pussy, who love to do it. And I do have some sort of like understanding where it's like some men are a little unnerved. They don't know what to do. Even like sucking dick can feel very intimidating. It's like, what the fuck where do I put that? What do I do with that? Like, I get it. But also it's like, you learn eventually, you kind of like figure it out eventually, you have a good time with your partner figuring it out. It's beautiful. I think head is beautiful. I think head should be given in relationships, consistently, or if not consistently, at least sometimes. Like, at least sometimes. Very much so, at least sometimes. But if that's not something that he likes to do, that's just something you have to accept. But is it something that you need to have in your life? That's your question for you. Whenever I find myself in the crossroads of like, I want A, and they made it clear that they will not give me A, then I have to either decide, okay, let me go without it, or let me change up my environment and find it through a breakup or whatever it is that you're going through. That's just kind of how it is sometimes with people's behavior. I think sometimes when we want something so bad, we want to manipulate and control and convince and A, B, C, D. And it's just not like that. Sometimes you do have to go, okay, you know what? He just doesn't eat fucking pussy. And I'm not going to say what everybody else is thinking. But like, I literally can't even fathom. I can't fathom. Not getting my pussy ate, but like not wanting to eat pussy. Even I'm like, you know what? If I had the chance, I would definitely take it. I feel like it'd be so much fun. Are you kidding me? So much easier than sucking dick, I'll tell you that. So much easier. Are you kidding me? Ugh. But yes, everybody has their boundaries. But if you want to eat her, girl, you go get your eater. There's no reason your man should make you feel insecure about your body. But also, you can't force a man to eat some pussy. You can guide a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Like, literally, go get your eater, girl. Seriously. If you were a flower, which one would you be and why? I feel like people usually see me and they go, sunflower. She's giving sunflower, which you're not wrong. I'm from Kansas. I got blonde hair. I get country sometimes. But I think reality, if I was any sort of flower, I think what really embodies me is either, actually, I think like a daffodil. I love a good daffodil with like the bright yellow and then like maybe like a darker orange leaves inside. I love a daffodil, and they grow wild throughout where I live throughout the springtime. So I've been seeing them pop up here and there. They're just so beautiful. Either that or like baby's breath. Growing up like near the country, baby's breath was always blooming along the side roads. Actually, no, I think weed would be my flower. It's my flower of choice, that's for sure. But the flowers I got for my spring bouquet are flowers that, other than the tulips, but these are flowers that I've never seen before, and no one was grabbing them at Trader Joe's, and they were just so bright and fluorescent. I was like, I have to have those. So go check out that video. It was so fun putting together just like a cute little bouquet for myself. It's a great way to honor myself.
Hey Hannah, I love the podcast. Just calling in here to say I'm officially 75 days sober from weed, And in those 75 days, I've really cut down my alcohol consumption. I've had about 5 or 6 drinks since New Year's Eve, and I feel really good about it. And it's not as hard as I thought it would be. There was a point last year where I couldn't even imagine a life for myself that didn't revolve around substances. And it felt impossible to quit it. And one day I just decided, I'm done with this. I'm done, like, planning my day around when I'm going to smoke and looking forward to the next time that I could smoke. And so I cut it out completely, and I haven't gone back, and I don't think I ever will. I think that I'm not somebody that can use it. I can't use it moderately. So, yeah, just wanted to call in and give anyone inspiration if they're thinking about quitting. It isn't as bad as your mind makes you think it will be while you're still consuming. All right, love you guys. Bye.
Oh my God. Can we get a round of applause, please? In the comments down below, can we get a round of applause? I am so proud of you. Thank you for not only sharing this with everybody, because I think this is something that a lot of people are starting to do now. I've noticed not the trend, but low-key kind of the trend of people wanting to release themselves from substances. And I think it's beautiful. I know this podcast is literally called Smoke Sesh, but that's why I always hone in on the topic of everybody's invited to the smoke session, no matter who you are. It's more so about the community building and the desire of getting to know people who are different than you. And I am just so incredibly proud of you. It's definitely something that I've been working on within myself in alcohol. So I'm proud of you for finally going, you know what, fuck it, let's just do it. Because really, when it comes to things that I'm like, I know I need to like tea break it out, sober it out, get rid of it from my life, it's when I feel like when I'm around it, I have no control. That's how I know it's like, ooh, this isn't good for me. Sometimes with drinking, it's like if I start, it's hard for me to stop. And so I know it's probably something that I shouldn't have in my life. Even sometimes the weed, if I'm in a bad mental space, it's like, if I want to smoke from morning to night to dissociate, that's probably not best for me. And in fact, I probably should just address what's causing the stress in the first place. So I'm proud of you for realizing that, recognizing that, and wanting to put your best foot forward and to make that change within yourself. Yes, I've definitely been seeing this, I hate to say trend recently, because I don't want to diminish how powerful it is. But I think people are tired of escaping from life or distracting themselves from life because they're afraid or scared or whatever it may be. I know that's kind of how I act. And instead, facing the fear head on, facing the challenge head on, and learning through it that no matter the challenge, you can overcome it. You can grow into a better person. You can have better habits, and you will learn more about yourself, build more trust within yourself, and build more confidence within yourself by doing so. So I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy that you shared. Hopefully it inspires one more person to maybe go on this journey, no matter how scary that it could be, or to even like spark that realization in their mind of, am I using this correctly? Because it's so good, no matter what it is in your life, to ask yourself, am I using this in a positive way? Spending money. Am I spending money healthily? Is there a balance to that? Sex. Am I having sex healthily? Is there a balance to that? Love. Am I loving healthily? Is there a balance to that? Weed, alcohol, food, anything. There needs to always be that balance and that peace within that relationship in order for you as an individual to thrive. And it's okay. I think also a lot of people are afraid to take tea breaks, are afraid to get sober, are afraid to stop drinking alcohol, stop spending money, stop having sex, stop, loving an individual, because they're afraid of what their life will be without it. But in reality, when you don't have that thing, you're just left with yourself. So maybe you're afraid of yourself. And dare I say, the best way to learn a little bit about yourself is to challenge yourself and actually spend time alone with the thoughts without it. Does that make sense? I don't know. This hat is squeezing my head a little bit too tight. it is good to challenge yourself. It's good to go, you know what, this is not working for me. I've tried A, B, C, D. It's just not working for me. I have to put my best foot forward and do what's best for me. That is a strong, bad bitch move. And I am so proud of you. How do I stop binge eating, aka healthy habits? Well, me personally, because I get this way, listen, at night, post smoking, or maybe I eat a little edible, and it's like, ooh, what do we have in the fridge? I go crazy. And I've learned my habits. And even just outside of that, I've learned what habits make me binge eat. Sometimes it's like, okay, I smoked too much. It's late at night. I'm binge eating. Sometimes it's like, oh my God, I forgot to eat all day. And now it's 5:30 and I'm clearing out my pantry. You know, bad habits like that. I've learned like a couple different healthy rules with food that have kept me feeling good and not indulging in negative behaviors with food. So I don't keep anything in my house that I'm going to binge eat and feel bad about. Like, I don't keep bags of chips in my house. I don't keep a lot of candy in my house. I do like to have a little gummy snack on me, or maybe like sometimes I'll make a baked good. I made like Lucky Charm Rice Krispie treats last week, and you know, definitely ate a lot of those, but I also cut them into small pieces. So whenever I felt like having a few, I kind of just like ate a couple and felt satisfied. Eating throughout the day so I don't get starving and then eat so much food that it makes me feel so bad. And by bad, I don't mean, I really try and control my wording with food, because there really is, I don't want to ever like put the term bad on food, because I should be seeing food as in a positive light. It's more so like bad on my behavior with food. And when it comes to binge eating, it's just I'm out of control when it comes to food. So yeah, making sure I have, you know, if I do want snacks on hand, healthier snacks or things that are easy to make. So I'm more inclined to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner snacks. Making sure I'm eating whole foods. So when I am eating, I'm not eating like empty calories or like pretty much cardboard food that doesn't fill my stomach. I'm just processing it, but not getting any nutritious value. Like, little things like that have really, really helped me have a healthy relationship with food. Making sure I'm eating enough food throughout the day, eating things that are filling me up. It's okay to get full off food. You should get full off food. And the best way to get full off food is by eating whole fruits, veggies, proteins. Like even just sometimes a little egg quesadilla in the morning is fantastic. A little breakfast burrito, a little breakfast bowl, you know, with some bell peppers, potatoes, eggs. That's a fantastic breakfast. For lunch, I love a sandwich. A sandwich is always my go-to. Or if I'm looking for something like maybe a little bit lighter, I'll have a salad with a protein. Eating yogurt as a random little snack, keeping fruit on hand. So if I do get the, you know, a little munchie in the afternoon, I can grab a fruit really quickly, or grab a protein bar, or grab some trail mix. Eat that super quickly. Also keeping food on hand that is like indulgent, and things that I know are a little bit more indulgent, but also things that do fit into that routine. So if I'm lazy in the afternoons, I'm going to make me a little chili crisp noodle packet out of like a ramen noodle packet with some eggs on the side and call it a day. I'm getting that indulgence in while also kind of hitting my carbs, hitting my proteins, keeping it as balanced as possible. At night, if I'm getting super fucking high, I don't have random things in my pantry that I can binge eat on. And if I do binge eat on, it's like I'm filling up quickly because it's like an apple with peanut butter. You know, I'm feeling good about it. It's filling me up because it's real food. It's not a bag of Takis. Although on a road trip, I do love me a good bag of Takis or spicy Cheetos. Anything spicy. Spicy is probably my biggest indulgence. I love spicy. Eating a good dinner, a big dinner. If I eat a good big dinner at a good time, not like a 5:30 dinner, but sometimes like 7:38, I'm not starving at midnight because I filled myself up with whole food that I made myself that I feel good about. If I do want a little snack at the end of the night, I have my little gummies on my bedside drawer. Yes, I like to indulge. I know my habits and I want to have a fun little snack. Why not? Another thing that stops me from eating like at midnight, like waking up in the middle of the night and going crazy on a tub of ice cream, is brushing my teeth. Yes, obviously. But like before I get in bed, right after smoking, I'll brush my teeth and I'll fill up my water bottle with ice water and have it next to me. So then it's like, ooh, I got clean mouth. I got my ice water. I'm sipping on my ice water. I'm feeling good. Staying hydrated is a great way to stop binge eating. I've found that like when I'm feeling hungry, a lot of it is actually like I'm just confusing my hunger and thirst cues, and I'm really just thirsty. I do not drink enough water. I need to get a bigger water bottle because I go through like 12 of them a day and I do not feel satisfied, especially with the heat coming up, with spring, with summer. We need to be drinking our water. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to make your organs function better. It's going to make your brain function better. It's going to help you process food better. So making sure I'm drinking enough water. If I'm going to sit down to eat, I'm drinking water. I'm eating. I'm drinking water after. And it takes time. I also think with anything, guilt will never help you. And when it comes to binge eating, everybody has their habits or their oopsie daisy days where it's like, yes, I cleared out my pantry today. Who cares? The guilt, if you guilt and shame yourself of, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. You're going to do it again because you already feel bad about yourself, and indulging in bad behaviors is much easier than indulging in good behaviors. And you've already done the bad, so just doing it again is not going to, in your brain, really do much difference. It's going to make you keep doing it over and over and over when you allow yourself to shame yourself and guilt yourself. There should be no shame or guilt when it comes to food. There is just experiencing life, eating good food, trying to do the best you can, and, you know, trying to stay as balanced as possible. And by balanced, I mean breakfast, lunch, dinner, enough water to keep you hydrated throughout the day. Get your fiber in. Fiber was a big game changer for me, and not even in the form of food. I take fiber supplements at night, like little Metamucil gummies. Keeps me regulated, keeps me feeling like I'm processing food pretty well. Cooking at home more often. So if I'm eating fettuccine alfredo, it's not out of a plastic bag in the back of someone's kitchen. Okay. It's homemade. Sure, it's heavy cream or whatever, but shit, it tastes fucking good. And I want to make it and I want to eat it. And I know where it's coming from. So it's making me feel a little bit better. And I made about 8 batches of it. So I can eat it 3 days in a row if I want, or have it for lunch tomorrow. You see, it's all about just like releasing the pressure of food and allowing yourself to eat as a human should eat. Once we think about it as like, okay, you know, like my cat, he has his routine. He has his like dry food out during the day and he usually eats it around breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He has his portion. He gets his wet food in the morning, his wet food at night. And yeah, if he wants to beg for a little treat here and there, sure. I'll throw him a little greeny treat, maybe a little churu once a week. See the balance there? That's kind of how we have to treat ourselves too. Cats don't look at food and go, that's bad food, that's good food. It's all food to them. We need to be doing the same. Release this like hierarchy of food and just allow yourself to eat what works for you. Eat balanced meals. Eat 3 meals a day. Stay hydrated. It'll make everything much easier for you. And yeah, if the temptation is really there, just don't buy the food that you feel so tempted with. Like if I had, my dream pantry, if I had self-control at night after 8 gummies, would be hot Cheetos, Takis, chili crisp noodles, which like I said, I do actually keep on hand. Jajangmyeon, any sort of like noodle I can boil and eat immediately. Any sort of gummy candy, all the gummy candies. And my biggest indulgence, I love this shit. At the gas station, over by the pastries, they sell these little slices of cake. These little slices of cake that are like pre-wrapped, and they have so many different flavors, but specifically the marble cake. If those are around me, I have no self-control. I'm eating all of them. Does it taste exactly like chemicals? Yes, absolutely. But is it so good? Yes, absolutely. That'd be my dream pantry. But you know what? I know all of that is going to immediately go through my body in about 30 seconds and not be good. So I'll indulge here and there. But I'll keep what actually makes me feel good in my home because it's easy to grab, it's easy to cook, and it makes life just easier when you don't have to think about it. How do you define love personally, and what fills your cup? I don't know. Not me being like, I don't know, but when it comes to love, and I really want to think about love outside of a romantic sense, because I think it's good to hold love for a lot of people in your life, your friends, your family, even like coworkers or random people you meet in the grocery store. It's like, love you down, girl. You are my soulmate, but I'm literally only going to talk to you for 30 minutes at the grocery store once. It's beautiful. You know, it's a connection. It is love. It's something that humans are innately tied to. And I think that's so nice. But when we think love, we think like beautiful, sparks, fireworks, amazing, wonderful, incredible, like passion, passion, passion. And yes, it can look like that, and it should look like that. But I think really what real love is the choosing of having people in your life no matter what. Seeing who they are, flaws and all, at their worst possible moments, at their best possible moments, making the worst decisions of their lives, making the best decisions of their lives, and going, I'm still, no matter what, I'm still going to choose to have you here because I want you in my life and I want to be connected to you and tied to you forever. That right there is love. That's what I envision love as. Yes, sure, if you're romantic and you're falling in love, it'll be the fireworks, it'll be this, it'll be that, it'll be the honeymoon phase. But when people get married, they don't get married for the honeymoon phase. You should not get married for the honeymoon phase. People get married for the choice of, through good and bad, through sickness and health. I've seen you shit your pants and vomit at the same time. I've seen you black out drunk in the bushes. I've seen you a hot mess. I've seen you crying. I've seen you snot dripping on your face. And no matter what, even in your darkest moments, even when I hate you, even when you're driving me fucking insane, I'm still going to choose to be around you. That is love. And I think we're getting that really confused nowadays, especially with the whole term of like icks. Ooh, they gave me the ick. Ooh, they gave me the ick. There's no unconditionality anymore. And not that everything should be unconditional. You should have your conditions. Sometimes being a ride or die will kill you if you're around a horrible, awful person. But the good should always outweigh the bads. And if the bads are just them being human beings and having emotions or having a hard time, then who cares? I still will choose to love you and be around you and have you in my life. That's how I envision love. That's how I envision true love. The people in my life who have been together forever, like I think about my parents, who it's like, they will literally go through the hardest time of their lives and joke and be like, we almost got divorced, but we're here. It's like, it's that choice of no matter how hard it gets and no matter how much you piss me off, we know at the end of the day we're going to be good because we have that stability. We have that unconditional love. We treat each other well. And we know at the end of the day we're going to come together and make the best of any sort of situation that we have. That right there is love. And it does take two to tango, let's be real. Because you can see that, and you can visualize that, and you can have that feeling in your heart. Like, I know I have that feeling in my heart. And I'm blessed to have been raised by people who taught me that and showed me that. But also, like, it has to have equality in it all. You have to be that way, and your partner also has to be that way. You have to be that way, and your friend has to be that way. You have to be that way, and your family member has to be that way, or else it just simply will not work. You will be putting everything, trust, everything in, and you won't be getting that in return, and that's not fair. That's not love. That's one-sided love, and that's never equal or good. It should always be two people committed to each other, committed to goodness, creating a good time, and turning even bad situations into a good one if possible. Now, what fills my cup is very different than, like interpersonal love. Because when I talk about filling my cup, it comes from things that are not like Usually not regarding people. Things that fill my cup are like alone time, being creative, doing this podcast fills my cup, being around animals, going horseback riding, being in nature, sitting in the sunshine, like listening to a good playlist. That's what fills my cup. Sometimes it does involve people, and that's beautiful. I like sharing what fills my cup with people. But I do think that's a very different question, in more so like what keeps me in the action of love so then I can show it to people. Filling your cup will then always overflow and fill someone else's up too. How to know if I'm blocking my blessings? Let me tell you how I have blocked my blessings so you don't do the same. Being too negative about everything. When I was in my phase where I was just negative, guess what I attracted? Negative. Okay. Yes, being cynical about life will make life worse for you. You gotta be a little bit crazy happy sometimes in order to get that back. And does that mean faking it every once in a while? Yes, absolutely. Does that mean choosing not to engage sometimes? Yes, absolutely. But is it better for you? Yes, absolutely. Does it bring more positive energy towards you? You guys know the answer. So being cynical about life will never get you somewhere positive. You have to be positive about life if you want positive outcomes. Even in the worst situations, all right? Even in the worst situations, you got to be like, there's a lesson, ? And you'll learn that lesson and it'll be good and you will get something out of it. You'll be in a positive place. You'll get something positive out of it. All right. You have to be positive about life. And does that mean me crying on the fucking kitchen floor and then getting up and being like, all right, let's cook dinner? Yes. Sometimes that is the most positive you can offer a day, but at least it's not, engaging in overwhelming negatives. Another thing. Sometimes you got to close a door to open another one. Yep. Sometimes when you're in a place, which is somewhere that I'm finding myself, where it's like, all right, 3 years. I've been doing the same thing for 3 years. 3 years. Nothing's changed. Why has nothing changed? Because I haven't shut any of the doors in my life. And sometimes you got to make room for newness. But if you don't make room, then the blessings that the universe wants to give you will not come forth. All right. So this was one of the journal prompts for Sunday. I did like a spring equinox journal sesh on the Patreon. And it's like, if you were to close one door in your life right now that would bring forth everything you ever desire, what would you close and why? I feel like it's good to sit with yourself and ask yourself that. It doesn't mean you have to be brave enough to do it now, but simply recognizing and realizing what is not serving you will naturally get you to the point where you're like, all right, I've thought about it, I've weighed my options, and now I feel comfortable closing this door. But you do have to kind of, spring cleaning your life physically. Clean out what is old to make room for the new. All right. Another thing, ordering off the goddamn menu of life. Sometimes, actually all the times, when we grow up, we are told you can do A, B, C, or D. You go this route, you do this thing, you have it all laid out in front of you, you have the menu of life laid out in front of you. And you're like, okay, great. There's a couple options here, but like not a lot, so I'm just going to choose what we have here. And then you realize, oh, wait, there's other people around me who are doing so many different things that I didn't realize were possible because they're not on the society menu that I was given. How the hell did they get those things? Bitch, they ordered off the menu. Okay? This is a different kind of menu ordering than I've talked about within interpersonal relationships. When it comes to the universe will gift you anything you desire. Anything you want, anything you desire, you can receive. You just have to ask for it. Sometimes it's things you didn't realize were possible, or you're a little afraid to ask for them, or you're like, wow, this is a lofty dream and goal, but I'm going to ask for it. I'm going to go for it anyways. You can achieve those things. You can receive those things. The universe will bless you. You just have to be brave enough to think about what you want and to go after it, to ask for it, and to order off the menu a little bit. If I told 16-year-old Hannah I would be doing this right now, she would literally jaw on the fucking floor go, I did not know that was an option. Yeah, no one knows anything is an option until they put themselves out there, they try different things, they learn this is not for them, they release it, they go forward, they put their best foot forward, they go forward in positivity, they try their best, they ask for things off the menu, they trial, they error. The universe will bless you. But you have to be brave enough to lead in a positive direction, brave enough to leave behind things that are no longer serving you and close that door, and brave enough to go forth towards your dreams, whether they become reality or not, asking the universe for what you want. You would be surprised how much you would receive. Seriously. With that being said, this is the end of the episode. I know, I don't want to leave, but I have to get on with my day. I gotta edit this so you guys can listen to it bright and sunshiny tomorrow. But thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me and celebrating spring with me today. I hope you had a fantastic day. I appreciate you showing up not only for me but for yourself, and hopefully through this episode you could either have a little laugh, enjoy your time, distract yourself a little bit, clean your house while listening to this, eat a good meal while listening to this, drive wherever you need to go while listening to this. Whatever it is, I am happy to be here and happy to have you here. So thank you so incredibly much. If you want to support me at all, you want some extra content, bitch, I make it worth it for you. Don't worry. Come join the Patreon, patreon.com/smokeseshshawty. Every Thursday, we do a Patreon exclusive episode where I answer every single question. Yes, every single question, no matter how long. Sometimes they're like 9 paragraphs long. Yes, I will read the whole thing. I love you so much and your support. Not only that, but Sunday journal prompts, spells, spiritual things, new moon and full moon write-ups, as well as ways to celebrate. Monday inspiration, where I share things from my Pinterest and personal Tumblr account, and much more. Honestly, I'm posting almost every single day over on the Patreon, so come join. If you want to submit your question, follow me on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. I'm trying to find a new, better way for people to submit call-ins. But for now, if you want to submit your question or call in, you can DM me on Instagram. If it won't let you submit a voice message, just be like, hey girl, I'm trying to da-da-da-da-da, and I'll figure it out for you. Don't even worry. I also upload the main questionnaire on my stories every single Sunday, so pay attention to that. I have a lot of fun things coming up this week, such as focaccia bread recipe. I'm trying to really hone in on my perfect summer sandwich that I can take to the river with me. I'm trying to figure out how to do that, so come follow for some recipes for some fun things from my life. Also, new vlogs on YouTube every single week, or whenever I feel like posting, pretty much every Sunday on Hannah Marlene 444. I just uploaded that kitchen cleaning video with me. This week, I'm going to go wake and bake and thrift. So if you want to do that with me, come watch there on Sunday. I upload early on the Patreon, so you can also watch there. But with that being said, stay sane, stay sexy, and I'll see you all so soon. Mwah.